Hello, welcome to our garden. Can't think of a new intro really, haven't I? Always walking into this greenhouse. So today is 16th of March. The weather is starting to warm up now. Forecast for the next 7 days, it's not going to get below 5 degrees at night. Temperature during the day, early teens. Can't complain. Very cloudy, so the greenhouse won't warm up much more, but still at 18 degrees, which isn't too bad. So today I'm starting to have a little bit of a tidy up in the greenhouse, get it ready for the mass of seedlings, and there's a few more things I want to plant up. Inside, the cucumbers are doing really well, but there's only 4 of them and they're all going to be in the greenhouse. So I'm now going to start off all the cucumbers I'm going to be planting out. I'm also going to be planting off a few more things. Oh, I actually already got my seeds out, rather than showing you that blooming seed box of mine. So we're going to do another set of spring onions ready to go in. There's already a run in, but they're not germinating very quickly. It's not the warmest still. So I'm going to get some started in the greenhouse. To be honest with these, I do tend to put a couple of lines in, but otherwise I'll just set up some plugs. Once they're ready, I'll just stick them in where I can. They don't take too long to mature, and I tend to like them quite young anyway. So that's the plan for them. We're going to get some cantaloupes. These ones are called muskmelons. We're going to get these going in the greenhouse. Again, I've got 4 already in the house, which are doing quite nicely right now. They're Mulber. They're quite long but very sweet. We did them last year. Only got 3, but only did 2 plants, and I didn't take best care of them. Hopefully this year we won't be struck down with any more illnesses that we already have. But yeah, so I'm going to get them in. Some more cucumbers. Again, cucumbers, they're all set up as I said a minute ago, but I want to get a few more ready, well, started now, so hopefully by June they'll have a fair amount of length on them ready to go into the beds. Some more Swiss chard. The heavy frost killed off the last of our chard, so I'm going to set some more up now. Then that can be plodding away in here for the next 4 weeks, and then I can make space in some of the beds for them. Chard's quite a nice staple. And then tomatoes. So I seem to have got into a position where most of my tomatoes have grown okay. Some of them have failed miserably. The ones that have failed miserably are my gardener's delight, and I can't understand why. They always do so well. So I'm going to plant some more up of them. And then I've no idea when I got these, but there is a packet in my box of tomato burlesque. Again, not a clue what they are. Well, tomatoes, obviously. But that must have been one of those 2 a.m. Amazon searches when I can't sleep of, oh, that looks good, I'll try that. So we'll try it. It does say that it was packed this year, apparently. So, yeah, it's apparently 15 seeds, so I should have enough to be able to germinate a few of them. And yeah, we'll give that a go. So, I shall bring you in to show you what we're doing. Right, so I've already mixed up my compost and my vermiculite, so it's already got a nice smooth consistency. There are some lumps in this. I'll break most of them out as I go, but my plan for this is I'm just going to use a propagator tray. Move all that to the back, like so. Fair amount of cells in it. Fill her up. So yeah, we are past the middle of March now. 20th is only a few days away, so we will be in spring soon enough, and I cannot wait. Just being able to get out in the garden during the day with the wife and kids, being able to relax, enjoy what we've made. Yeah, ever so excited. Right then, so we'll start off with the spring onions. So again, these, are they Lisbon? Yeah, they're Lisbon. Tends to be the one I go for. Can never remember what it's called unless it's in front of me. The amount of times I've gone to places to buy them, I can't find them. Don't know which ones they are, but as soon as I see white Lisbon, I know what they are. So I'm only going to pot up 1 line of each today. So just making a small divot in the middle. Now, with the spring onions, I'm going to plant a few in each cell. As I say, I just want a nice little plug from each of them. So there's about 4 in each cell. So I'm done. That's quite a quick, simple one for this. where have I put my labels? Right, hold on, back in a sec. I've got you set up in a bit of a weird way today, but you never know, it might work. Right, so spring onions. Next, let's plant some chard. So, the thing with the chard, it's very similar to beetroot. You've got one seed, but that one seed isn't necessarily one plant. So if you look, I don't know if I'll be able to show you on camera very well, they're like all bumpy and nodulary. So the way that these work, I'll best put some divots in for these. The way that these work is each of the seeds that you have isn't actually one seed, it's like a cluster. So that's why sometimes you'll get multiple plants coming out of that one hole. It's not really an issue. The most dominant plant will just take over after it's in the ground. So I tend to just leave them. You can prick them out, there's no issue with doing that whatsoever. More towards personal preference. I try and do it in an efficient way, and it doesn't seem too efficient, that one for me. But well, it certainly isn't efficient when you drop extra seeds in your seed tray. You don't want those, so be careful with that one. Right, there we go. So chard, where's your label? Where's your label? And that's in. So it's a pretty dull video for you today, I think, isn't it? Don't know why I'm saying that. Right, do the cucumbers. So cucumber seeds are more substantial. Normally I'd actually put these in a larger pot than this, but it's not going to do them any harm in here. Well, especially considering I don't even think I've got 4 seeds. I may have to use a different type then. Just put some divots in. How many have I even got here? If I don't put 4 seeds, I don't fill the row, it'll drive me mad. Oh, 3, that'll do, won't it? 3 seeds. I guarantee at some point in the future there'll be a video of me going, oh, only 3 of my bloody cucumbers germinated. Almost guaranteed. So cucumbers, do the melons. Oh, if I can open the packet, that is. Oh, faux pas, I tore the bottom of it. Oh well. So yeah, with these, we didn't have much success with these last year, which was a shame because cantaloupes are probably my favourite of the melons. But this year we've got the cantaloupes, we've got the mulber, and later on in the year I'll start off the watermelons that we're trying this year. Never done watermelons before, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they all turn out. Should be quite nice. Now, you're supposed to start these off inside because they don't like cold temperatures, they won't germinate. Now that is absolutely fine with me because the cantaloupes, I don't need them ready until much later on in the year. So if these take 4 weeks to germinate, that's really no biggie for me whatsoever. And the tomatoes, now the tomatoes are much smaller seed. I am desperate this year to actually get some tomatoes from seed because last year, bar 2 of my plants, they were all bought in unfortunately because all of my tomatoes failed. They got to be about 2 inches in height and I left the propagator lid on them and it just rotted them. Once the plants are germinated to a good size, you really want to get them out of the propagator lid. Oh, that's a bit too deep really. You want to get the propagator lid off of them because otherwise the moisture can be a negative for them. Not with all plants, but certainly with my tomatoes, and I've actually just done it with my flowers. I might show you that in a minute. But I thought I'd err on the side of caution with the frost and leave the lid on the germinator, the propagator, sorry. And yeah, that kind of cost me a significant amount of my calendula, which was a shame. You live and learn, don't you? Live and learn. Right, so that's them done. Which ones were they? The Gardener's Delight. So I've popped 3 seeds in each of those. And then the last one are the mystery seeds, the burlesque tomatoes. No idea what they are. It may have even been my wife. I'll blame it on her. Actually, she watches my videos. I probably shouldn't. Sorry, dear. And then, yeah, burlesque tomatoes. Oh, these are interesting ones. These are all blanched. Very white seeds. I think I'll just put 2 in each of these. There's only 15 of them, and you never know. They might come up and we might really like them. Might try and get a late sowing in. 2 in that one. Marvellous. Right. And gently pat these all down. Don't need to add any extra compost to it. And then what I think I'll do is I'll show you what I've done in the greenhouse as a little seed start base. And we'll have a little look, see how things are getting on, because some of it is coming along a lot quicker than I expected, and other bits not so much. Right, pick you up. Hello, let's have a look. So I've popped these seed trays on here. I had one of these weird moments where I slotted these propagators in. I thought, wow, these propagators fit perfectly. I slotted 2 of these. Oh, wow, these fit perfectly. And of course they do. This is designed for these sorts of things. They're all in metric, aren't they? But yeah, so if you look on here, this is what I meant by having messed myself up. So these are Cosmos, and you can see I've left the propagator lid on for too long. And if you can see that, is it focusing? Yeah. Basically, it's just become rotten on its stem. And we have got some that have survived, which is good. Calendula, I've got one that might survive there, I don't know. And then the other one I've just taken out of there now, so then that can carry on. The Elysium at the back's all doing quite nicely. So a pretty little yellow one that I've got now. The Cosmos and the Viola are starting to come up. They're coming on a little bit later than I thought, but that's fine. My son's cabbages. We've had a running joke for years about cabbages. This is his first year trying to plant. I've got kale just there. In there is some celery, which has not germinated yet. My spare onions, just popped them in this tray for now. I have off camera planted myself up some beetroot, some sweet peas. We've got the squash that I planted a while ago, which you can see the green there. It is ready to start coming up, which is brilliant news. My daughter's lettuce, because she wanted to plant lettuce. Got the corn, that's still doing nicely. That would still be some time. Some extra brassicas. I was pruning the blueberry bush, and I thought I haven't got enough blueberries, so I'm trying to propagate that twig into its own little blueberry bush. And we've got some ginger in there. The potatoes are all cracking on nicely. So these are my second early and main crop. So main crop, I believe, was Maris Pear. Yep. And the main crop I've got, I think these were Desiree, although I seem to have taken out the thing. Where are they? There you are. Yeah, Desiree. So the second earlies are going to be going into the big tubs. The main crop are going to be going into one of my raised beds. Yeah, and we'll see whether we can actually get some success on that this year or not. The first early still haven't come up yet. And then in that one, which a load of stuff has dropped onto, whoops, we've got some artichokes, some Jerusalem artichokes. I've not grown them before, but I was told that these are prolific. Oh no, I tell a lie, I did try last year and I dug them down way too deep and they just died. So this is second go at it. Hopefully in a tub we can get a bit more success on it. And yeah, brilliant. So put it back up here. Ooh. I might try and do some cuts. I blatantly won't, will I? I blatantly won't. But yeah, so that's everything for today. Thank you ever so much for joining us. We are 4 days away from spring. I cannot wait. So I've got my daughter home today because the teacher was on strike. She's brilliant. She's done all the homework already. So I'm going to be getting her out of the house this evening, pull off all this cardboard that I've got on these raised beds, start getting them all prepped. Might go to Green Centre. Go to the garden centre, get some more compost just to bulk out these beds a bit. And yeah, things will start moving soon. We start hopefully getting some nice little harvests. All the radishes have come up now in the garden beds, which is good. Beans still haven't come up yet, but that's fine. The ones that were in the greenhouse, I've popped them out in a bed because I think it's quite low in nitrogen at the moment, and beans are really good at locking nitrogen in. They, underneath the surface on the root network, they get these little like polyps. I think it's what you call them, these little cells where they're just pulling nitrogen and locking it into there. So if I can get them in the beds, once I've turned over the root network, once I've harvested the beans, obviously, should hopefully lock some nice nitrogen into the soil, so that'll help. And yeah, other than that, thank you ever so much for joining us today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.